Hi everybody, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate your company on this journey. And the topic today is a moving target because as I am saying these words, the situation in our world is shifting. It seems like almost every day or every week there's some new discovery, reflection, experience with this pandemic. And I know how hard it is. And I want to mention, by the way, that we do have a Patreon supporters group, which has exclusive live shows and videos. We called it the Lockdown Lounge to begin with, and now it's the Friendship Lounge, because I think we're going to be on this journey with this pandemic for some time. And it's a way to get together and meet other women and chat on a more personal level. But I do these videos on a daily or weekly basis to actually, talk about things that are on our minds as 60-year-old women. Nothing changes. We still think about, relationships and downsizing and fashion and beauty and all these different topics, retirement, financial issues, well-being, of course, and so we do our videos around those topics. But there's some point where I think we have to start thinking about normalcy or normalcy. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but getting back to normal, and if there is such a thing, what it looks like, and how we have to be adapting really to our reality on an almost weekly basis. But the article I'm talking about here and referring to is by Jude Walsh, and Jude wrote this article called "Returning to Normal Feels Different and Better." Now, at this very moment today, you may not be feeling very much better, because the winter's coming as I'm recording this video, and it's a tough time around the world, and we're all having to reset our expectations that perhaps all this is over and that we're going to need to just keep going. But there is a truth here that Jude is writing about, which I want to share, which is through all this we're changing. Through all this we have been evolving and adapting. And I think that adapting is the number one word that is this secret to returning to normal, because normal is shifting, and the adapting that we do to get used to it and deal with it is the new normal. Now, when in this article, Jude starts to talk about the fact that, Broadway is opening, we can get out into restaurants now. The vaccinations are becoming high rates of vaccinations in countries around the world. So less hospitalization, less deaths. But, of course, this is not a static situation. She talks about her own lockdown release party was with her writers group, and how that getting together and touching each other, and I have goosebumps as I'm saying this and talking to you, that touching people, that hugging and just knowing that you're physically there for one another. It's huge. And so they actually had been meeting on Zoom, and they adapted to their writers group. But she said after they had their hug and their meeting in person, they actually decided to continue on Zoom, because that just felt better. It felt like it was the new way to do this. And I thought that was a kind of cool. It wasn't like, yippee, we're going to get together now every week in person. It was, no, we need to just still take care. And so they get together now still on Zoom, and then they gather monthly, I think, at one person's house and make it private, and everyone, feels comfortable with that situation. The most important thing, I think, is to go, as Jude talks about, is to take baby steps. You don't have to go crazy and go travel around the world. And, you can do small, like for me, I love to do short train journeys. I love buses. I love I love arriving at new places. It's just one of my crazy things. And like going, oh my gosh, where am I? And then finding it, find the place. It's just the joy is my traveling. But I don't, right now I'm not looking to travel far and wide except to see family in the UK. But, it's all good. I mean, we can adapt. We can make it work. But Jude talks about her first joy was to go to, I think she went to see a Queen, was it, or theater experience of the music by Queen, and everybody was encouraged, to get up and dance, and you can imagine what it was like. I mean, how people were probably in tears. I mean, I'm almost just thinking about it, like how we used to do stuff so casually. We'd go out to dance or go out to clubs, and well, not clubs, but places, jazz clubs, wherever you went, or maybe you did go to clubs. I don't know. I mean, it's all part of who you are. But then just the joy of being free, but then knowing that this is a new normal. We're wearing masks, perhaps. We've got a mask in our pocket. I've got masks in every pocket of every coat, and probably you do too. Because even though it's, well, I'm obviously into using a mask, but I respect other opinions, of course. But some of the things that have changed, okay, grocery shopping. Now, I actually love going to grocery shops. I love when I travel, I do this. I love looking at packaging and little and I love visually. I'm a visual person, so I do actually still go shopping, but I do have certain things I order to bring in, and it's not just because they're big. It's just like water supply or like paper towels or toilet paper. It's just they're difficult. I don't have a car, so I do order those in. But it's just something about ordering things in, obviously you're giving someone a job, which is great, to deliver your food and just not spend too much time hanging out at places where, we know there's going to be potential risk. And I think that that's the new normal, and that's the normal that feels better. It just feels better to get, I just ordered some food from a shop that sells British products. So I'm a big fan of soups, and I've already confessed I'm not a chef. I don't cook. So I do actually like to buy healthy soups. And there's a couple of brands I can get on this Brit shop, and also oat cakes and things that I just can't buy in the Swiss supermarkets. But so I order a lot of food in, and also I aim for the quieter times to shop. Like I'll go in at 8 in the morning when the shop opens, and maybe go in late in the afternoon. Just doing sensible things, practical things, is part of this new normal. And even though in the article title, Jude says, returning to normal, it's not really returning, it's kind of going forward to normal. And I think that it's in a way returning in the sense that gives us a sense of, a circle being completed somehow, but it's almost like a spiral. It's not like a circle, like we're going back. It's like the spiral is continuing, and it's returning to what we feel good about. So grocery shopping is one thing. Limit the number of trips. Have a list. I always take my list and just don't, avoid those trips to the store that are like for one thing. I'm going to go and get some butter. Well, just wait till you have a little list of dairy things to get and then go. But anyway, you get the idea. Venturing forth is one of the things that Jude talks about. And it's like, like I've talked about just now earlier, that I love to travel. I love to not just travel in trains, and so I like to go places. I like to explore new cafes, new restaurants, I'm just an explorer, I guess, at heart. And I also like to go to meetings and meetups, which I haven't actually done in a long time. But this is maybe not the time for around the world adventure, but you can do things that allow you to venture forth into the world. And we have to still show our COVID certificate here in Switzerland. I'm sure many of you do in other parts of the world too. But it's kind of like the new normal is being relaxed about that. I know that there's quite a bit of discussion about this, and I don't want to get into the politics of it because that's not useful. We all have to respect and understand each other's perspective. But for me, feeling like I've had a vaccination and that I'm with a group of people having a coffee or a meal that also have done that, just makes me feel more comfortable. If people feel responsible for their own health, they'll connect with the people that agree, and that's how it will be. That's how it will go. So back into the world, yes. I've actually got some scheduled things for next year, for 2022, and I've been careful to get things. Another part of our new normal is to make sure you get cancellation fees, that you don't have to pay extra. You can cancel your trips at the last minute. I've got a couple of train journeys, one to Italy and one to Spain, which I really am so excited about. But, I'm truly, honestly, ready, prepared for them to be canceled. We've got our trip that 60 and me, we organized a trip to Bali for I think 13 women now, and we had to cancel 4 times. So we're planning for May, and that's just, I think having that vision that you're going to venture forth into the world is a good thing. I think it makes us feel like we're not trapped, and I know how hard that is. So what's the lessons that Jude is sharing with us? And I'm going to read some of these because I think that it's really important that I give, well, first of all, I give her the credit for these words, and also that we understand her perception, which I think is very beautiful. So the first thing is to learn to experience bliss, which is not associated with hurrying. not packing every moment with activity. Okay, well, maybe I do that one a little bit too much. But enjoy lazy afternoons with nothing to do and giving yourself permission to read a book for hours. Savoring long walks with your dogs, with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues. Stop looking at the diary for things to do, but looking at it for gaps. Where are the gaps? No more over planning for Jude, and returning to a normal, kinder, gentler self. More time for reflection, more time for love, more time for appreciation and gratitude. That gentler, kinder, more joyful person is the one I think that has come through the last couple of years. And I hope that you feel that way too. I know it's stressful, and that stress can be expressed in anger and other emotions, but just to say yes to the new person that's made it through this time. You've made it through 2 years of this, and it couldn't have been harder. We didn't know what we were dealing with. Now we're much further ahead with that, but it's still, the returning to normal is a better normal. I think so. Do you agree with that? Are you returning to normal? What are you keeping and what are you letting go? Is this a better time for you? I hope so. I'd love to read your comments and join with everyone else. If someone's having a struggle and you can sense that, give them a like in their comment, give them a hug. We're here for each other. This is a group for women over 60, and we are honestly here to help each other through this time. We're going to be talking about this for a while probably. But please, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us, and join our Patreon supporters group. We love to have you in our family of wonderful, amazing women. I love you all so, so much, and I love the spirit that you're giving to this world and to yourselves. So keep going. We're here for each other, and know that you're I'm full of love for you and respect, and take very good care of yourself. Stay safe and strong. Take good care. Bye-bye for now.